Hi there, I'm Christine, the Gemini Stitcher, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I've just popped on to share with you the excitement that I've created this mashup dress. You can't see it very well on here. I'll be popping up images and me giving it a little twirl as I talk. So I'll move over to this side a little bit, then you can see it there, hopefully. So, what have I been doing? I decided this year that I needed to push myself out of my comfort zone and start hacking patterns instead of continuously buying the next new shiny pattern that comes on the market. Now we'll rewind backwards a bit because I think about October time last year, I did a vlog on Monsoon, the shop, and I matched some garments that I loved that were in the autumn winter collection with patterns. And then I was meant to be creating them myself. And Christmas got in the way. And that was that. So I'm coming back to it now. So the dress that I've done the mashup of, the inspiration for it came from the monsoon dress. So there's the monsoon dress. And there is my dress. What do we think? Some of you will say, that's nothing like that monsoon dress, and you're probably right. But that dress was the inspiration, and that was the result of what I did. So how did I go about it? Obviously, I looked at the monsoon dress and looked at the elements that were in it that I liked. What was it about that dress that made me go, yeah, and what didn't I like? Because there was something that I definitely didn't do and didn't like. So I loved the yoke detail with all the embroidery, but as I don't have an embroidery machine, there was not much chance of me recreating that without a lot of head scratching. So I went online, started looking at fabrics, and I found this fabric at its needle cord at Fabric Godmother. If they've still got it, I'll pop the link, but it is a few months back now. So I thought that was my initial point. I thought I need to decide what I'm doing instead of the embroidery because I like it and I want some impact on the front of my dress. So I thought, aha, I can use this instead. So then I found the plain cord that went with the needle cord on Fabric Godmother and ordered that. So I ordered 1/2 metre of the fancy cord and 2 metres of the plain cord. And then I had to wait. So while I was waiting, I was looking at, I thought, right, I need to figure out the patterns that I'm going to use. Now, initially, that fibre move pattern, that monsoon pattern has got a fitted, semi-fitted top. It has got the flared sleeve, ruffle sleeve detail on it. And it's got a flared skirt, well, a gathered, huge gathered skirt on it. And you'll notice that on mine, I've not done that. There were 2 reasons. The first reason was I thought when I was looking at it while I was waiting for the fabric to come, I thought, I don't really like gathered skirts on me. They make me, I'm only 5 foot tall, so I think they make me look smaller. And I think they make me look bigger. Too much fabric for me, for my small frame. They just drown me. So I thought, I can't do that skirt. I know I won't wear it. So I had to think then, a bit of head scratching. So I made up a little toile in some cheap cord fabric that I had. And the Hey June top, the the placket or whatever, the centre panel finishes about just really, really under your bust, high up here. And I thought, if I'm going to use that pattern, I want that to be down near my waist. I'll just zoom out a bit and then you can see. There we go. I want it to be at my waist, not up here. I just felt I would look like I had a pregnancy dress on, to be honest. You're pregnant, great. If you're not, no, don't do it. So I thought, right. So I did this and I lengthened the placket down to where I thought the waist was going to be. So I cut the pattern and then I used, obviously, I then had a full side panel because I'd cut down. And I've created princess seams in the side, but this is literally just the pattern. So the pattern panel goes like that, a square, and then it comes down. So all I've done is cut the square out of there and taped it on to the pattern piece that was for the centerpiece. Yeah, so I've just moved it. Does that make sense? I hope so. So that was the bodice. Did a 12, just for the bodice, no sleeves in. Good fit. So I was happy with that. Now the back of this dress is all one piece. And the Hey June pattern has a yoke at the back. So I ignored the yoke and I just I used the yoke pattern piece and I just extended it down, straight down. And used that as a solid back. And I've done it in the contrast fabric. Just because I can, and I thought I want it a little bit different at the back. So I did that. And then the next stage was, what do I do about the skirt? Because the other thing, when the fabric arrived, loved it, but I realised that the skirt needed a lot more fabric if I was going to do a gathered skirt. So I decided I needed a pencil type skirt. And I knew that I loved the skirt section of the Seasons of East Summer in New York dress. There's the Summer in New York dress that I made. And I loved the way the skirt part fit me. The thing that I loved about it was these little tucks that are in the waist there. If you can see them. I've got to look, I've got a big belly now. There's just two little tucks there. And I liked how they hid my ever-expanding tummy. So I thought, right, I'm going to use that skirt because of the tucks, I've got some wiggle room there to make it fit the bodice, which was happy with the fit of the bodice from the 12 that I've done. So I thought I can make the skirt sections fit the bodice by taking out or taking in those two tucks. Okay, and that did work really well, so that was good. The last thing on that dress from Monsoon was the sleeves. And I knew straight away the sleeves that I was going to use. That was the easiest part because the fabric godmother Peony Dress, there's a Peony Dress, love them to bits, and I love the sleeves. So I've used the sleeves from the Peony Dress that have the gathers at the top and the gathered bottom area of the sleeve, and I've used the contrast. I've gone totally off piste from the Monsoon dress because the Monsoon dress is all one colour, but I thought, oh, I can do the contrast on the ruffle as well. The split at the neck was already in the Hey June pattern, so that was easy enough to do. But if you've not got that, so how can you recreate this dress if you've not got all the patterns? You just need a pattern that's got a fairly wide sleeve. If you've got a pattern that's got the gathers at the top, but then it's quite a big sleeve, you just need to taper it in to the width that you need it. Do a 12 because you don't want to strangle your arm. And then the gather at the bottom, just measure the sleeve and do it between 2 and 3 times the length of your sleeve. Gather it and add it on the end. Job's a good one. So that's the sleeves if you've not got the Peony Dress. What if you've not got the Hey June pattern that I used? All you need is a pattern that's got a dress on that you like the fit of, that's got princess seams down the front, and you can use that. The neck, if you've only got a round neck, you've not got that slit in the front, well, that's easy enough to do because all you do is put a deep facing, so make your facing a bit deeper so that it's going to incorporate the slit. And when you're sewing the facing on, so it's all one piece and the front is all one piece, because mine was. And when you sew around, when you get to mark your centre point, and when you get probably about half an inch from the centre, stop. You need to mark the centre point where you want your slit to be, finish, to pivot, sew down to that point, sew about 3 stitches along the bottom. That's the important bit, because if you just do it at a dead point, particularly with thicker fabric, it's going to all ruche where the point is. So come down to the point, just before the point, pivot, do 3 or 4 stitches, pivot, come back up half an inch point, sew it round. Then when you've done that, you then cut down the middle to just before the point, and then grade it out to those sides, cut little chunks out till you're happy with it, and turn it, and you've got a slit. If it gathers there, it just means you need to snip a little bit more where the pivot point is, but be careful not to sew through it. So yeah, so that's your sleeves and your top, and then your skirt. It is just a pencil skirt. So if you've got a pencil skirt pattern, but obviously you want the tucks in the front because you want to hide your tummy like me, and you want to use it so that to make sure it fits the bodice top. When you're cutting the front panel out, just on the fold, just pull it out away from the fold line by about an inch, maybe a little bit more, 1 inch to 2 inches. You're going to have to play around with it because I haven't done this. This is just me working out in my head. So pull it out away from the fold line, so you're creating that extra fabric in the middle to create the tucks. Yeah? And that's it, done. So you too can create your own mashup of this dress. If you like it, of course. If you don't, you've probably not watched the vlog in the first place, have you? So I hope that's helped you, given you some confidence, because I didn't know what I was doing, and I made myself think about it. Instead of just picking the pattern up, following the pattern mindlessly, it was nice and actually came together really well. It inspired me. I got excited about sewing, and I'm definitely going to do some more of it. So I hope I've inspired you to do some pattern hacking. Let me know if you make something, and let's hack and mash up our patterns all year long. Take care and happy sewing.